Okay, so OKC wins game two. No pace or magic, not a whole lot of suspense in this one to be honest, but still things to talk about. SGA was fantastic, putting up nearly his point total from game one, but on way less shots. Haliburton eventually got going as a scorer, but there's stuff to talk about there. Because most of those points were when the game was, I would say, out of reach, but we know what these Pacers have done these playoffs. Siakam was also not good enough. Anyway, let's start with SGA. And some of this will bleed into J-Dub as well. It did feel like there were more very, very high screens set in this one, which gave SGA an opportunity to either split, like Miles Turner high up on a screen, or get downhill going at Obi, or allowing him to, like, snake the screen after putting Haliburton in the action, which then draws a couple, then it's a kick out to Aaron Wiggins. And it did also seem like SGA was more prepared for when the Pacers are just going to throw multiple bodies at him in the paint. And so you saw Caruso corner threes, you mentioned Wiggins threes. One Chet three that really sticks out in my mind where Siakam was helping pretty aggressively, like around the free throw line with Chet on the opposite wing. From SGA, J-Dub open corner threes, you can go on and on, but while SGA, of course, was not bad at all in game one, he had like 38 points, but the amount of shots he took, and also the fact that the Thunder only had 13 assists in that game, some of it off of missed open shots, of course, but it just felt like OKC's offense was much more comfortable in this one. You saw early on Chet just being aggressive. I mean, like the first bucket he got of the game, he actually missed the layup, but he just attacked in a straight line immediately, and then he got the putback, or he's taking Miles Turner off the dribble, where there's going to be times where if Chet tries to take on Turner, he's just going to hit a brick wall, but also, you still got to try sometimes, right? They have to respect you as a driver. Now, to go back to J-Dub, it's just funny how this stuff sways depending on if you win or lose. J-Dub still did not shoot great from the field, but he was able to get a lot more free throws, right? I'm remembering one play where, again, it's one of those what felt like just a bit higher screens from iHeart or Chet. I mean, OKC will have anybody screen for anybody, but okay. And then he's taking Mathurin like in a one-on-one downhill, being physical, the whole thing. And then when you get Wiggins and Caruso making threes, yeah, this is when they're really tough, when the role players are making threes, especially for OKC. If we can go on to Haliburton now. So, obviously, Hallie's done a lot of great things these playoffs, so let's not go overboard. But there's so many plays in this game where there's that slight window for him to either attack off the catch or perhaps go for a pull-up, or somebody on OKC, like they're helping, but they're prepared to close out because this is one thing they do so well. Like I'm remembering like iHeart helping a little bit off of Miles Turner in the corner, or Caruso helping off of Nembhard a bit in the corner. And yeah, the Pacers got some corner threes in early in this game, and they will still get corner threes in this series. But they also believe you're not going to make enough to beat them on everything else they do. Anyway, some of these times Haliburton, he's making these very quick passes where the window appears to be open, and then it's not open, and now we got to reset, and then it goes back to him, and now there's like 9 seconds on the clock, and the Pacers are great at improvising ways to just run a quick little extra screen or whatever, but in this one it just didn't happen as much, right? Now eventually later on, you did see like a pull-up three where Chet is in a high drop, right? Or you had a quick floater after he attacks off the catch, or one pull-up two where I think iHeart was dropping on the screen. So it's just got to be more of that. I mean, for all the great things that Haliburton has done these playoffs, he is susceptible to these stretches of just not scoring. And I know he finished with 17 for the game, but if you watch the game, you know what it looked like tonight. And even then, 17's still not like a whole lot. He had 12 in the fourth quarter when OKC was already up by a lot. Sure, there might have been a few times where maybe his pickup was a little earlier than you would like, as opposed to like that extra dribble inside, but also OKC is very difficult to get that extra one dribble in the middle of the paint on, right? Now, with all that said, where this game really started to snowball for them was late first, early second when Haliburton was not in the game, where just a number of possessions where they just couldn't get inside. It's like Siakam's taking a long two over Chet, or Chet is contesting Obi at the rim, or it was like Mathurin, Siakam, TJ, no Haliburton in the game, basically. And it was just a lot of attempts at things, a lot of passes, a lot of signature Pacers, off-ball screens, and OKC's just, they're closing out, they're switching, they do what they do, and there just wasn't enough of north-south drive and kick going on. But what you did have was like, I don't know about that pull-up from Mathurin. They're leaving TJ open. He did make 1-3, but they'll keep daring him from outside. Or, one time Chet had a great play where he switched them to TJ. The defense is great. Sure, they didn't suffocate the Pacers with turnovers in this one, but whether it was one big, two bigs in the game, J-Dub on Siakam for a lot of this, which makes the Haliburton-Siakam two-man game switchable, and also it felt like Pascal wasn't able to get many advantages tonight. Like, there were some plays where he had SGA on him, and one time Mathurin just attempted to take Chet off the dribble. It was a very bad play by Mathurin, and he also turned it over early when he got the SGA switch because they just brought a bunch of bodies on him. And Siakam, similar to Haliburton, has to be better. This is not an excuse, but I do also think there were some times where SGA or Kaysen ended up on Siakam for a little bit, and the ball either didn't find him or they just weren't able to take advantage of it, you know? But again, if the ball does come to him in those spots, they're going to bring extra bodies, they're going to dare the skip passes, and okay, like they're really good on defense, but you got to find something. And then, of course, there's the, is it two bigs, is it one big? I haven't talked about that much because to me it's like they're very versatile and they're awesome no matter what lineup they've got out there. Anyway, that's about it, man. And then Wiggins and Caruso went nuts from 3. Hey, it's a 1-1 series after 2, okay? That's the most that we could have asked for a competitive series.